As a big disclaimer before I start this video, I just want to make it clear that the aim of this video is not to intentionally take a dump on the S&C industry, and it's not to make S&C coaches or strength and conditioning coaches feel bad about their job. If you are an S&C coach and you absolutely love what you do and you don't see many drawbacks with the industry and you see more positives than negatives, more power to you. I really hope you enjoy your career as an S&C coach. But if you are one of these people, then the video probably isn't for you. It's for someone who is, like I was a few years ago, thinking about going into the strength and conditioning industry. Because if I was aware of these things before applying for my sports science degree, I probably would have chose something else. Or at least it would have given me a lot of doubts about whether I want to go into S&C. In this video, I'm going to start off with saying the negatives about the S&C industry, and then afterwards moving on to what I believe are the positives about the S&C industry. If after watching this video, you still want to be a strength and conditioning coach, then I think that's amazing, and I hope you do amazingly in your career. I just want whoever's watching this video to make the most informed decision that they can from what I've learned. Also, remember that I am kind of biased because I've switched from strength and conditioning to physiotherapy, and it's also important to keep in mind that the S&C industry is still fairly new compared to a lot of other industries, so there will be some mistakes along the way. So anyway, with that disclaimer out of the way, let's start the video. The first negative I want to discuss is the supply and demand in relation to S&C coaches, and I believe this discrepancy between supply and demand is the root cause of a lot of other issues in the S&C industry. So in short, there are a lot more strength and conditioning coaches than there are S&C jobs out there. And so that means that your job prospects coming out of an S&C or sports science degree in becoming an S&C coach is fairly low compared to a lot of other jobs out there. So because of the supply and demand issue, it also means that you are expendable, you are replaceable. So that means that if you do something wrong and someone wants you gone, there is a line of 100 S&C coaches who are willing to take your place very quickly. However, this means that also if you think twice about doing S&C, then that means that you not deciding to go in S&C will not make that much of a difference. It's like similar to saying, oh, I don't want to be a doctor, because in reality, it won't make that much of a difference because it's so competitive, someone else will take your place. The second thing I want to touch on, and this is probably going to be the largest section, is in relation to pay as a strength and conditioning coach. In relation to pay, before I go on, the main governing body for strength and conditioning within the UK is logically called the UKSEA, which stands for the United Kingdom Strength and Conditioning Association. And this governing body, I'll just call it UKSEA from now on, published an article talking about pay as strength and conditioning coaches and also pay specifically within internships as well. Taking into account the majority of S&C coaches having a postgraduate degree in either strength and conditioning or exercise physiology, the pay of strength and conditioning coaches was quite terrifying from what I saw. And whilst materialism and having money isn't everything, you've still got to be able to put food on the table and provide for a family if you do choose to set up and have a family. Within the first 2 years of employment, this article, which was posted by the United Kingdom Strength and Conditioning Association, or UKSEA, said that within the first 2 years of employment, largely you are unpaid. The majority of people are unpaid. So you do a bachelor's degree and most likely a postgraduate degree, you rack up loads of student debt, and the first 2 years of your career are not paid, it's voluntary, essentially. You might be thinking, well, okay, well, I have to make some kind of sacrifice early on in my career to become more established. I can progress, I can earn a lot more as I become an S&C coach. This isn't the case for a lot of people. The article also said that over a quarter of S&C coaches, after 15 years or more experience, either were still unpaid or had less than 20k per year, in which there was like a 50-50 split between these two ratios. And I'm not gonna lie, if after 15 years of employment, I do an undergraduate degree and postgraduate degree, if I'm earning less than 20k a year on a full-time contract, it's a bit of a kick in the teeth, I ain't gonna lie. Furthermore, when you're starting out, there were a lot of internship applications that had to be turned down or like modified because the internships themselves were voluntary, they weren't paid. And if you're an intern, you are a worker. And in the UK at least, you are entitled to national minimum wage. So the fact that you are unpaid as an intern is illegal. While the UKSCA, which I really rate for this, are trying to educate employers with making legal job application leaflets or whatever, or opportunities, I don't doubt that some potential employers are trying to cut corners and essentially trying to get free labor off people. And the fact that job applications are actually illegal within the industry because the pay is so low, I don't think I need to tell you that is a problematic thing. And as I've said, materialism isn't everything. You don't need a gold-plated swimming pool, but like, you've got food, you've got bills, you've got a mortgage, and you potentially got a family to provide for. You need to be able to put food on the table, and it's really important to think about, with the lifestyle that I want, how much pay do I realistically need? And that was a bit of a ramble, but if you want to know more about the pay, then I'm happy to link the article that I found, because it's a UKSCA article, and I'll link it in the description or the comments if anyone wants to read more about it themselves. The third thing I want to talk about is related to hours, and from what I have heard, the hours of an S&C coach are long and they are fairly irregular. So if you're someone who wants to work a 9-to-5 job and after 5 o'clock you want to just switch off and just relax at home, S&C probably isn't the right industry for you as well. So moving on, being more joyful now are the positives about being a strength and conditioning coach. And I think there are two main positives here. I think the first one is that your gym is where you work. So because exercise is so important for your physical and mental health, it means that you A, don't have to drive to the gym anymore because it's at work, and B, you have access to usually pretty high quality training equipment for free. The second thing, and I believe this should be your main motive for being an S&C coach, is that you can build up some amazing relationships with athletes. If you show the athletes that you care, if you show the athletes that you want to build up a rapport with them, and especially if you spend a long time with them, they will put in the effort with building a relationship with you as well. And it's really nice to see the athletes progress within their sport or in the gym. It's nice seeing that they actually enjoy your sessions, and as I said, if you put in the effort with them, they will usually put in the effort with you as well. While this video is a lot more doom and gloom than I would like to do, I just feel quite strongly about people being more informed about an industry that they are working towards. And I would hate for someone to go into the S&C industry and then feel like they're being underpaid, overworked, and undervalued. However, I hope that the S&C industry improves over time. And if you still really want to be an S&C coach after everything that you've heard, then more power to you. I have made a video talking about the biggest insights that I have learned from my reflective practice as an S&C coach that I will link somewhere around here. I will see you there. Thanks for watching. Adios amigos.